They called her Z, a fighter, but not the kind with gloves. She fought with life for life.
In the concrete jungle of South Central LA, she was a caregiver, her heart a shield for the vulnerable. Days were a blur of medication schedules, grocery runs, and whispered stories from the past. Her latest charge, Miss Eloise. A relic of a bygone era, a woman who'd seen more sunrises than Z could count. The weight of the world sat heavy on Z's shoulders, but she carried it. Someone had to.
They used to call her Foxy Brown, back when afros were high and the fight for justice echoed in every beat of soul music.
Pam Grier, a legend. Now age had softened her edges, but her eyes, they still held that fire. She told Z stories of a time when black was beautiful and bold, of standing up, of speaking out, of carving a space for herself in a world that tried to keep her small. Z listened, her spirit ignited by the embers of a past she never knew. Z cared for Miss Eloise, but it was a delicate dance. Respect for the woman who'd paved the way. Frustration at the limitations placed on them both.
Miss Eloise, stubborn, refusing to leave her beloved neighborhood, a place now riddled with danger.
Z, caught between keeping her safe and honoring her independence. It was a struggle, a constant push and pull. Z knew she couldn't save Miss Eloise from the world, but maybe, just maybe, she could help her face it on her own terms. The Iron Lily, Detective Jackson, sharp as a tack, tough as nails.
You didn't mess with her. She knew the streets, knew the game, knew how it was played. But she also knew something was rotten in the heart of the LAPD.
She'd seen it firsthand, the way some officers cloaked in blue abused their power, preyed on the vulnerable, especially in neighborhoods like this. She vowed to fight it, even if it meant standing alone. Blue code, broken trust, the cops they were supposed to protect, but sometimes the wolves wore blue.
Z saw it in their eyes, the disdain, the entitlement. They saw Miss Eloise, a frail old woman, and thought she was easy prey.
They came at night, these officers, demanding entry, their badges tarnished by their actions.
Harassing Miss Eloise, planting evidence, hoping to scare them into silence.
But Z, she wouldn't be silenced. She had learned from the best.
This wasn't just about them. It was about every woman who had been told to be quiet, to know her place, to back down. They would be quiet no more. The fire of resistance, once ignited, burned bright, and it wouldn't be extinguished. S3. Media, determined detective in urban setting, man in suit with city backdrop, strong male figure in urban darkness. Detective Jackson, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness, ready to stand against the tide. Narrator. Media, individual standing resolutely against the city backdrop, person standing against the tide, person against the setting sun, legacy forged in fire. The fight was far from over, but Z stood tall, Miss Eloise by her side, a reminder of the strength that resided within them both.